Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to United View, and I've had to do an emergency road trip. As you can tell, for safety reasons, obviously. I mean, I ain't driving, obviously, but I'm fuming. This is an absolute disgrace what's happened. Dan Ashworth has left Man United, and I do not understand how or why. We look like absolute idiots. We look like a laughing stock. Not look like, we are a laughing stock. So Jim Ratcliffe apparently is pivotal in this decision, and we're waiting for more information. This is like an almost instant reaction. And I woke up on Sunday morning and I've seen that Dan Ashworth has left, and I'm like, how the hell has this happened? How on earth has Dan Ashworth, after 5 months, left the football club? Josh, you're a disgrace. You're an absolute cheat.
Just like your club.
You're an absolute disgrace. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I've spent the whole 5 months laughing at Newcastle fans. In the time when he was on gardening leave, you know, Sir Jim's, you know, posing and saying, oh, Newcastle are being quite stupid, really. All of this stuff. And 5 months later, he's gone. He's gone. And I do not understand how. And in the time that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's been here, let's be honest, Inos watch is intensifying. Let's be honest. Because in the time that Inos have been in, they've come in, got Dan Ashworth on gardening leave and waited for him and paid the compensation package. They've waited with Eric Ten Hag and kept him in situ and spent more money. They've raised the ticket prices. They've slashed 250 jobs, right? All of this stuff in the name of making the club better. And then now they've ended up sacking Eric Ten Hag and paying compensation. They've now sacked Dan Ashworth for whatever reason. We're still waiting for the actual deliverables to come through. What on earth is going on at this club? What on earth is going on at this club? And I would like to say, let's keep calm and, you know, this, that and the other, which there is an element of that, because we're waiting for more details to ascertain why Dan Ashworth has been sacked. And apparently Sir Jim Ratcliffe was pivotal in the decision making of this. But I cannot, it doesn't matter how you dress this up, this is not what the plan was, which means something has happened, which means a bad decision has been made. You can't dress that up. Forget the loss yesterday and, you know, we need to tear up the squad and we need to, you know, fix the squad and Ruben Amorim needs to do this. Also, if you're Ruben Amorim, actually, on that point, you've just joined the club and the technical director, or whatever title Dan Ashworth had, is gone. Christian Vivell is here on a short-term deal for the rest of the season into the summer. What on earth is going on? How is that supposed to fill Ruben Amorim with confidence, with getting his players in, with getting to grips with the hierarchy? Last week or 2 weeks ago, when Ruben Amorim was in a flipping Moncler jacket and Valentino hoodie, he was chilling with Dan Ashworth, dapping him up, spudding him, and now he's gone. How is that supposed to fill the new manager with confidence that he can link with the new structure, that he can understand the new structure, work with the new structure to get the players that we need moving forward? He's gone. Now listen, there's a flip side of this where you could say, well, maybe this is Sir Jim Ratcliffe being really ruthless because he's been part of this instrumental in this decision. He's seen something he doesn't like and he's like, this ain't gonna work, so he's been ruthless and cut ties. But I push back on that and say, if you're undoing all of your decisions this early, it means you effed up. It's that simple. It means you've effed up. You know, to sack somebody as important as Dan Ashworth was, where we waited months upon months from Newcastle because we're not paying this money, we're not paying that money. He's on gardening leave, this, that, and the other. We were ready to go to court. We were ready to go to the Court of Arbitration for Dan Ashworth, to sack him 5 months later. What the hell is this? Inos, mate, I tell you what, they're on fraud watch. More than ever, because this is a massive decision. It really is. It really is, because it makes a laughing stock of the football club. Who's in control? Well, I know Sir Jim Ratcliffe's in control in terms of the decisions, but they're not getting the decisions right. They are not getting the decisions right. This stinks of incompetency. It stinks of panic. It stinks of a breakdown in communication. It stinks of pressing the panic button. We'll have to wait and see as to what actually comes out of this, of why this happened. But there is no way that Man United have waited, I can't even remember how many months it was, for Dan Ashworth to finish garden leave, cussing out Newcastle, saying that, oh, it's silly, oh, we're not paying this money. They wanted 20 million, but in the end we gave them 2 or 3 or whatever. And then we go on to praise those decisions for 5 months later for them to sack him. How does that happen? How does that happen? I can't believe it. I honestly, I'm in shock. And I know a lot of you in the comments can say, listen, calm down, we don't know this. It stinks, guys. Let's look at the trail. Let's look at the timeline of what's happening. Yeah? They've come in and they've bought a minority share of the club. No problem, cool. They're trying to impact change. We have to wait to see what they do, yeah? Then we understand, like, they can't get a majority share because, you know, the Glazers, this, that, and the other. They don't want to give up this, that, and the other. All right, cool, yeah? The first thing they do is keep Erik ten Hag. Yeah, I'm not going to do revisionism of the, oh, but Flex, you said keep him in this. I don't care about that. They made a decision to keep him after speaking to loads of managers. They second-guessed themselves. They decided to keep Erik ten Hag. They then invested an extra 200+ million, right, under Erik ten Hag, right, into this squad. Then after, then into October, right, they then choose to sack Erik ten Hag and have to pay him off and give him compensation. They choose to get rid of 250 jobs in a cost-saving exercise. They get rid of the company credit card where staff can't, you know, get tickets to go to the games as they used to. The staff travel going down to the FA Cup final. All of these things that they're cutting. Yeah, there was rumours or reports in the Athletic saying that, you know, even the staff lunch isn't the same. But you go, you know what? It's not nice, redundancies, this, that, and the other. Johnny Evans spoke about it. But you go, you know what? It has to happen. It's not nice, but they're trying to sort this business out. They're trying to sort this institution out, right? So then that happens. Then they put the prices of the tickets up with no consultation with the fans. In again, a cost-saving exercise in the name of cost-saving. And rightly so, the concessions, so you're looking at the older fans have to pay more money. You're looking at younger fans, younger families who now can't afford to go to Old Trafford under these new rules. And it hasn't affected the season ticket holders, in brackets, yet. That didn't go down well with the fans. You've got the fan groups, you got Must, you got the 1958, all having consultations with the club to say what on earth is going on. You've put the prices of the tickets up without consulting fans. And now, the guy that they've said that they've saved money on, the guy that they said they want to get in to help us change transfers and change recruitment, has gone after 5 months. And guess what? They're going to have to pay him off. Because all of this mutual consent stuff, that's going to come at a cost. So right now, Inos are looking real stupid. There's no other way to dress it up. We look like mugs. So they need to answer to these situations. They need to answer to what's happened and give a full breakdown. And let's be real, the leaks that are in the press about, you know, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is instrumental in doing this and that, Ineos need to control the narrative of this happening. Now, the pushback or the flip side of this could be Dan Ashworth did something really bad and he had to be relieved of his duties. Maybe we'll never know. You know, these are the intricacies of these sorts of things that we'll never know. Is it incompetence? Is it, because if it's incompetence and if it's we're just not aligned and we're not on the same page, well then it's a failing in your judgment of identifying him in the first place, Ineos. Because you're the guys who paid the money to wait for him on gardening leave and get him in and then have him saying big quotes like, we're going in this direction, we can't wait to work with the new gaffer. Well, first it was Eric, we believe in him, we this, we that, then he gets sacked. Then you're welcoming Ruben Amorim with Sir Dave Brailsford, front centre. Dan Ashworth dapping up the new manager. We're excited, we got a new young gaffer and this, that and other. To be sacked, that only screams of incompetence to Ineos. And like I said, we don't know what's happened. I get that. We don't know what's happened in terms of why, but there can't be a good reason as to why this has happened, unless there's something really serious in terms of Dan Ashworth's conduct or, you know, something he's really brought into disrepute why he had to get sacked. If it's for footballing reasons where the relationship's just broken down, that is on Ineos, and they've wasted even more of our money. You know, if this was underneath the Glazers and this was Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold and Matt Judge and all these John Murtough and all these guys, we'll be having kittens. We'll be going mad. We'll be saying incompetent. What are you doing? They ain't got a clue. The whole reason we brought in this footballing structure was that this type of thing doesn't happen. Incompetency. But guess what? It looks like a continuation from the last. And I'm not being reactionary when I say that. This is the evidence that we have to go off. This is a continuation from the last regime. This is a continuation from Richard Arnold being down the pub with the goons like this, saying burning through cash. Honestly, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I woke up this. I've had to do an emergency flexes view. Emergency. Because it just makes no sense whatsoever. Let me know what you guys are saying. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. You're trying to get over the loss yesterday and what Ruben Amorim actually needs to do in this team. And then he wakes up this morning and sees that his technical director's gone, or his head of recruitment, or whatever the flipping job that Dan Ashworth title he has. He's gone. Christian Vivel is not there for a long time. So what now? Unless I see an imminent appointment in someone else, which would still be incompetent, by the way, but unless I see an imminent appointment of somebody else in that role, this is a disgrace, and we look like idiots. You have to call it as it is. Laughing stock, mate. The day after we lose at home, and we realise the mammoth task that Ruben Amorim has, and he probably wants to get into Carrington. He's addicted to his work. You know, he's super dedicated to what he wants to do. Probably wants to, probably ring someone like Dan Ashworth and talk to him and work out what we're doing for recruitment. Wakes up in the morning, he's gone. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming, and I hope that more comes out that can enlighten us as to why this has happened. But realistically, after 5 months, again, unless it's something that is like that comes out, which I probably don't think we'll ever get to find out, but unless something comes out where it's irrefutable as to why he had to be sacked because of a code of conduct or something in his personal, I don't know. But this screams of incompetency to me. And I tell you what, the bad decisions are racking up for Jim Ratcliffe and Inos group. They're racking up. They can't beat the allegations. We're on Inos fraud watch from now on. Honestly, I can't believe it. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I need to know what you guys are thinking. Am I overreacting? Am I going too extra on this? I don't believe I am, but it's almost one of the ones where we all need to talk. Like, how are you feeling about this? Because to wake up on Sunday morning and see that he's gone, it doesn't make any sense to me. None whatsoever. Laughing stock. Absolute laughing stock. I'm out of it. Peace.